Hello, guys. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Very good morning. Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. So today we'll start our new chapter in our sessions. That is Java. So from today, we are going to start with Java programming language. Before we are going to start our automation concepts by using Selenium and the framework concepts and everything. First of all, we are going to start with the very basic details about Java. What is Java? How exactly Java is going to work and different concepts of Java and all other things, related to that we are going to discuss for next 1.5 month. Okay. So to start with, today we'll see the introduction to Java programming language. First of all, what is Java? What exactly the definition and what exactly the background of this Java and different components of Java, all those things we'll see first. This is the same thing what we discussed in our demo sessions. Okay, so let's continue with that today. Okay, the first and foremost thing, first of all, what is Java here? Java is a class-based, object-oriented programming language. Generally, we are going to use this Java programming language as backend programming language. Whenever there are multiple logics, if you want to develop in terms of development or in terms of automation. As a backend programming language, we are going to use Java. As a definition, Java is a class-based, object-oriented programming language. Let's start from this definition. Let's try to understand this definition first. If you'll be able to understand this definition properly, it will be very easy for you in future while writing the programs or when you are going to design the automation scripts. Everything will be very, very easy. So try to understand the definition here. What does it mean? Class-based, object-oriented programming language here. So Java is a class-based, object-oriented programming language. So within this definition, we can first of all divide this definition into 3 different parts, and we'll see what is what here. First of all, Java is a programming language. What does it mean, programming language? The language that we are going to use to communicate with our computer. The language we are going to use to communicate with our computer. How exactly you and me are communicating in English language? Because all of you guys aware of, so whoever joined, like there are 20 members in this session. So all the 20 members able to understand English language. That's why I'm able to communicate with you guys by using English language, whatever the concept that I want to explain to you guys as part of software testing. Each and every concept I'm explaining in English language because everyone can easily understand that. Now, The other person, now I want to communicate with his computer because I want to start my automation work. Whatever the test execution task that I am doing manually till now, I want to automate that particular task. Without any human efforts, I want to complete that particular task here, automation meaning. So how exactly it is possible to complete the task without any human resource? I need to take help from my computer. If I have to take help from my computer, definitely I have to communicate with my computer. Hey computer, I want to automate so-and-so banking website. I want to click on so-and-so button. I want to type so-and-so URL. Like this, so many instructions I have to pass to my computer. Instruction meaning information along with actions. Information is URL. Information is the button name. Information is the text box. Action is typing the URL within the browser window. Clicking on the button, typing the username within the username text box. These are the actions. So together, we are calling it as instructions. Every day, we are going to pass so many instructions to our computer so that computer is going to help us in terms of automating them instead of doing it manually. So for that, we have to communicate with our computer. For that, we need some language, very similar to English language. We need some language to communicate with our computer. That is what we are going to call it as programming language. The language your system can understand. Got it? Everyone clear, right? What is programming language meaning?
Yes.
So Java is a programming language because this is the language we are using as a communication medium with our computer. There are so many languages available in the market. Java, JavaScript, Python, C Sharp, C, like this. Out of these many languages, currently we are using Java as our programming language to communicate with our computer, to automate our application. So that is the reason we are calling Java as a programming language. Next. Java is a class-based programming language. If you see, class-based programming language meaning, I told you one example earlier. I'll repeat the same one more time. Generally, whenever we are going to install VLC media player in our computer, by using that particular VLC media player, generally we can play movies, right? We are going to download the movies, and later point of time, we are going to install VLC media player to play those movies. What if there is no media player available in your computer? Is it possible to play the movie? Guys?
No.
No, right? You cannot play any movie without installing media player. Okay, now I have installed VLC media player to play all my movies. Is it going to run all the files? Whatever the file that you are going to open in VLC media player, every file it is going to accept? That means I'm asking like, I want to open MS Word document by using VLC media player. Is it possible?
No.
No, right? I want to open my Notepad file by using VLC media player. Is it possible?
No.
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 Why it is not possible to launch MS Word document or Notepad file by using VLC media player? While
They are
installing the VLC media player itself, they are going to tell us, while installing this VLC media player itself, they used to always give us the information. If you read that, next button, yesterday also when you are installing Java, you just clicked on next like that, correct? Whenever you are going to click on next button, here you used to see some information, what files it is going to run, what are all the different format it is going to support like that, correct? Within the browser window, right? Same way when it comes to VLC media player, they used to clearly mention while installing the software itself what files it is going to support. Generally, the file format should be media format. Media format meaning .mp4, .mp3, .wmv, .mkv. These files only it is going to support, right? That's it, right, guys?
Yes.
VLC media player.
Yes.
Apart from these files, if you are going to use any other formats, it is not going to support. What exactly the point you have to understand here is each and every software that we are going to install in our computer is not going to run all the files available in your computer. Okay. Each and every software is going to run only specific files. If I'm going to install MS Office in my computer or Microsoft 365, it is going to help me to open only Office files like Word document or Excel or presentation, all these things only it is going to allow. If I'm going to install VLC media player, it is going to allow me to open only media files like movie files or audio files. Correct? If I'm going to install photo related, meaning picture related software, it is going to allow us to open only pictures. Apart from that, if you'll try to open any other file that is not going to support by this software, you are going to get one error, unsupported format, right? Generally, we used to see. If you are not downloading any movie properly, definitely would have faced this particular issue, right? Most of the times in our computer. While
Yes.
downloading the movie, half of the movie downloaded and after that, download is cancelled. Is it possible to play that particular movie?
No.
Unsupported format because it is not going to download as a .mp4. .mp4.part is what it used to be, right? Temporary part of the file. It is not possible to open that because that is not the format that we are expecting here. Why I'm telling this story of VLC media player and Word document is, I want to highlight one point here. Every software is having some restrictions. Set of formats only it is going to support, correct? Agree with that point, right, guys?
Yes.
Everyone. In the same way, yesterday we have installed one new software in our computer. What is that software we have installed yesterday?
JDK.
JDK. Java Development Kit is what we have installed. Very similar to VLC Media Player. How exactly we are going to install in our computer. In the same way, we have installed JDK. That means JDK also one of the software very similar to VLC Media Player, and JDK also going to support only specific formats to run. Very similar to any other software installed in our computer. Agree?
Yes.
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 Now, what format JDK is going to support? I know VLC Media Player is going to support media files. I know MS Word is going to support .doc, .docx files. In the same way, what exactly my JDK software is going to support? If I want to run some file by using JDK in my computer, what exactly the format of that file it is going to support is the next question, correct? What format it is going to support here?
Java.
.java is the format JDK is going to support always. Got it? This .java format file, how exactly we are calling .mp4 file as media file, right? .doc file as document, .pptx file as presentation. In our day-to-day language, .java file, we are going to call it as what? Java class file. Got it? We are going to call this .java file that we are going to create to pass set of instructions to run by using Java or JDK software here. That particular file format in day-to-day language, we are going to call it as Java class file. Hope you guys now understood why we are going to call Java as a class-based programming language. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Each and every instruction that we want to maintain or we want to run by using Java, we are going to maintain in .java file. We are going to create one file with the extension as .java. Even though if you are going to write the instructions in Notepad file, when we are going to save Notepad file, what format you have to save with? .java. Test file .java. .java is mandatory. Then only Java is going to recognize that. If you are not going to use .java, if you are going to use .txt, .doc, and if you try to run that particular file by using Java, immediately you are going to get one error. Unsupported format, file type is the error. Because the only format that is going to support here is Java class file. Basically, Java class file is like a template. Got it? Java class is a template to store set of instructions. We used to call it as either template or prototype, basically. What is the meaning of template? Definitely would have heard about this word template so many times from your childhood, right? So what does it mean, template? Generally,
Inbuilt format in
Form.
general.
specific
Inbuilt
format that we need to follow as a standard, correct?
Yes.
Specific format that we used to follow as a standard, most of the situations. Generally, whenever I want to transfer the fund when I don't have internet banking option in my bank. So what exactly we are going to do? We are going to take one fund transfer form from the banking officer and then we are going to fill up, right?
Yes.
Here that banking form is a template. What exactly the benefit if you are going to get if there is a template? You will
Uniform.
get to know where to fill the information, what information is required and what exactly the details needs to be filled. Clearly, they used to mention in the template, correct?
Yes, sir.
So that it will be very easy to your banking officer to process that. And moreover, it's a standard to follow. Banking officer, no need to worry about like whether you filled that particular account number that you want to transfer and the name and the PAN card number, all those details, they can easily check it, correct?
Yes.
If there is no banking form, if they are going to give you white paper to fill up the information because they don't have forms and they haven't got the latest forms from the central office and then now temporarily they are asking you to fill up the white paper, all the details. How difficult it is compared to filling up the form? What do you say, guys?
Yes, it's a difficult.
It's very difficult, like what details I need to fill.
Yeah.
And everyone is going to fill different details, I'm sure, right? If I'm going to
Yes.
give white paper, they may not fill properly according to what information is required to transfer the funds. So it is going to create a lot of issues. That's the reason we are always going to maintain templates. In Java also, we don't want to take any risk in terms of execution. That's the reason to process smoothly each and every file, you have to follow certain templates provided by Java people. That is what this Java class file is all about. By using standard template with so and so format, like along with the name of the class, and then along with main method, all those things, whatever they are going to tell us. You have to use the standard format if you want to run the program, if you want to maintain the instructions. That is what Java class file is all about. The extension of Java class file should be always .java. This is the story behind why we are calling Java as a class-based programming language. Hope everyone is clear on that.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now, the last part Java is called as a class-based object-oriented programming language. Right? Java is called as an object-oriented programming language. Object-oriented. What does it mean, object? Again, next question comes in the mind, right? What is first of all object here? Generally, forget about Java. Generally, object meaning set of multiple components together as a single piece we are going to club, and something physically exists. Something physically we can see, we can feel, we can touch. Generally, we are going to call it as an object. Each and every object is going to have multiple features or characteristics or behavior, correct? That's it, right? Everyone using chair, right? Everyone using chair. Chair is an object or not?
Yes.
Because you can touch, right? You can touch that particular chair. You can feel that chair. And each and every chair is having some features, correct? If I'll ask you to explain about the features of your chair, what exactly you are going to explain?
Material,
Yeah,
color,
material, color, cushion,
how it looks.
the legs count, the wheel base, so many features every chair is going to have, correct?
Yes.
Basically, chair is an object because physically we can see that, we can feel that, we can make use of that particular chair for different purpose. And chair is having multiple features, correct?
Mm.
That is what object is all about. Same thing when it comes to your laptop. Laptop is an object or not? Again, laptop is an object because you can see that, you can touch, you can feel, and laptop is having so many features, correct? Like RAM, ROM, what else? Color, motherboard, processor, keyboard, screen, different drivers that we are going to use inside, graphic drivers, everything. So many features, right? That's the reason in market, there are hundreds of varieties of laptops we can purchase with different features, correct? In the same way, when it comes to Java also, each and every instruction, just now I told, what is the meaning of instruction?
Communication between.
Data and actions, right?
Action.
So instructions meaning, remember this point. If I want to give some instructions meaning, I have to give some information, and what exactly how to do with that information together, I have to give you, correct? I'm going to give you the material. At the same time, what exactly how to do with that material also I have to explain, correct? Then only it is possible for you guys to understand that. Data plus actions. Together we are calling it as instructions here. Now, each and every instruction that we are going to pass to our computer through Java programming language, that we are going to write in Java class file, correct? Just now we discussed that point. Each and every instruction that we are going to write, it is going to store like an object. Java is going to store the information in the form of object, very similar to our laptop. Now Java class file, test file, if I'm going to create, test file is going to have so many things. Physically, class file is exists, and it is going to have multiple components like a processor, keyboard, how exactly we are going to maintain in our laptop. Inside the Java class also so many instructions. If you are going to open those instructions, what exactly you can see inside that? Data, and what exactly the action that you want to, computer should take with that particular data, everything together in the form of object, meaning we are going to place multiple components together, even though multiple data and multiple actions that we are going to store inside. Finally, if I'm going to give the name as test file, how exactly you are going to call this Java file? Test file only you are going to call, correct? Test Java class file only you are going to call. You are not at all going to call with this name, right? Just because my laptop is having i11 processor, are you going to call this particular component as laptop or i11? Why? Even though there are so many components, there is no such component called laptop inside the laptop, right? There is a processor, there is a monitor, there is a keyboard. We are giving a common name because we are clubbing all these small things together and we are calling it with single name, right? We are storing all the things very similar to object in Java also. All the data, instructions, everything, and we are calling it with the name Java class. So that's the reason. Basically, we are going to store all the information in the form of object and later point of time during the execution process, meaning when we are going to run the file, always it is going to pull the information with the reference of object, meaning laptop color is so and so. This is how we are going to explain. Just now Samgal explained about the chair, right? Every time whenever you are going to explain, how exactly you are going to explain? My chair color is black. My chair legs count is 4. My chair is like, so and so Amazon brand. Always, if there is no such word chair, is it possible to explain
No.
the features of that? Because always we need some reference to get the information, right? Exactly, that is what is we are going to follow. Always we are going to store like an object. And then later point of time, so and so class data is this. So and so class object information is this. So and so action that we need to perform. Like this, always we are going to take a reference of object and then we are going to call the information. So because of this reason, we are going to call Java programming language as what? Object oriented. We are going to maintain the information in the form of object. That's the reason we are going to call it as object oriented programming language. Whenever you want to store or get, meaning for the first time, if you are going to store the information in our computer by using Java programming language, or already some information is stored in your computer, now you want to retrieve the information by using Java programming language. Both the situations, we are going to follow certain rules and regulations. All those rules and regulations only, we are going to call it as OOPS concepts. Remember this point. The rules and regulations. Blindly, we should not store the data. Definitely would have heard about OOP somewhere in YouTube or something, right? When you know about Java, I'm sure. OOP concepts, right? OOP concepts are nothing but the basic rules and regulations that we need to follow whenever you are going to store any information, or there is some information if you want to get that. This is very similar to our English language rules and regulations. What are all the different rules and regulations we are going to have in English?
Grammar rules.
Grammar, pronunciation,
Syllables.
phonics, so many things, right? They used to tell us, right, whenever there is any, like, vowel, the word starts with vowel, always you have to use an, otherwise we have to use a. Definitely you have studied these things in your childhood, right? Different rules and regulations. Each and every, when we are going to start the sentence, you also start with uppercase letter. And then later you have to give space to separate each and every word. At the end of the sentence, always you have to add full stop. If your sentence is not completed, break the statement with comma. So many rules, definitely. I'm sure you would have read, even more than what I know. Definitely you guys know is what I feel, right? English, so many rules and regulations, grammar, pronunciation, so many things. They used to like a phonic sound, like how to speak, all those things we are going to learn, because those are the rules that we need to learn, remember, and follow if you want to properly communicate with other person while writing some sentences or while speaking, So anyway, whenever you are communicating by using English language, these many things you have to always remember and follow. Exactly in the same way, instead of communicating with other person, now whom we are communicating with here? Now, who is other person here? Our computer. And what language we are using instead of English?
Java.
Java. So if you want to give some information to Java to get some help in written, do we need to follow set of rules or not?
Yes, Java rules.
Definitely, we have to follow all those rules and regulations. That is what we are going to learn. That's it. Very similar to A to G letters, how exactly we are going to have in English. Here also there are set of commands we are going to have. What exactly mainly we have to concentrate here is syntaxes, meaning the format. Each and every keyword, how exactly we are going to use, when to use, and what exactly the response we are going to get for each and every syntax. And what are all the different rules and regulations that we have to follow whenever we are communicating. This is what we are going to learn as part of these Java concepts. Got it, guys? Everyone clear now? Why Java is called as a class-based object-oriented programming language here? If you understood this definition properly, I think half of the Java you can easily understand. Especially if you'll understand what is Java and different components of Java. Most of the programs you can easily understand. Okay. Next. Components of Java. So Java is so and so is what just now we discussed, and how exactly Java programming language is developed. How exactly each and every instruction that we are writing by using set of keywords, how exactly Java will be able to understand those instructions and able to process. How exactly it is going to provide us the output. What is the internal mechanism that we are going to follow when it comes to Java programming language? Let's see. So mainly, we are going to have three important components in Java. Those are JDK, JRE, JVM. They are the three important components. We already know about JDK. What is JDK? We used to call it a Java Development Kit. What is JDK, guys?
Java development.
That is abbreviation. Java Development Kit is the abbreviation of JDK. What is JDK?
It contains the library.
Basically, JDK is a software that we need to install in our computer, correct? Very similar to any other software, like we are using so many software, photo editing softwares, video players, audio players. So many softwares definitely we are installing in our computer on daily basis, right? Very similar to any other software. JDK also a physical form of software. What exactly the purpose of this JDK here? Why we are installing JDK? To run Java files, correct? That's it, right? Java development kit meaning, what does it mean kit generally? Kit meaning multiple components together at one place, having common goal, correct? Medical kit meaning multiple things related to first aid. Bandage will be there, ointment will be there. What else will be there? Scissors to cut that bandage. Or maybe something related, Dettol to clean the wounds, and so many things, just to do this first aid. Even in our car also, every day when we used to travel, we used to maintain this toolkit, right? What exactly you are going to have in your toolkit? Wrench will be there, jockey will be there, some basic things, screwdriver and maybe spanners, and all these things will be there. What exactly the purpose? There should be one common goal, right? The common goal here is for all these components, whenever there is any breakdown, vehicle breakdown, quickly we can fix by using this kit, right? If I'm not going to maintain it as a kit, everywhere I'm going to place jockey, like, below my seat, and, in spanner and wrench, I'm going to place somewhere it is very difficult, right? To find and to get it. That's why we are going to maintain everything together to have some common goal. Now, when it comes to Java, what exactly the common goal here for us? What is the common goal?
The instructions to
Run the
run.
files.
To develop a script, correct? To develop program or to develop application. If you are a dev, if you are going to work on the development part, if you are going to develop and development, your goal is to develop application. Application meaning multiple logic features, everything. If you are an automation engineer, your goal is writing automation program for each and every manual test case, correct?
Yes.
To develop these programs, definitely within your computer also, multiple components we need to have to support that, correct? To support the development process, correct? Very similar to first aid, very similar to vehicle breakdown. To support that, how exactly we are maintaining multiple components together? In the same way, within our computer also, we need to maintain multiple softwares and libraries, everything together or not? What do you say, guys? Is it required or not?
Yes.
That's the reason what exactly Java people are going to do. Instead of installing so many softwares, setting up so many things. If you see older version of Java, what exactly we used to do? I'm talking about some 4 or 5 years back situation. We have even before that, before Windows 10 released. What we used to do is we used to install Java. We need to set the system path. I don't know. Anytime have you seen these kind of videos? Set the system path, something like this. So many things we need to set up in our computer. Instead of doing all those things, what exactly they did? All the components together. They are going to make it as a package. Very similar to our first aid. We are going to maintain all the things in one box. right? Here also we are going to maintain the same. That is what yesterday you guys installed. What is that? Finally, we got jdk.exe for Windows. For Mac, what exactly you guys got?
DMG.
Hope you got the point, right? What is JDK here? It is going to have so many components inside to support Java development process. As a kit, the common goal is develop program, write the program, Java program. For that, what are all the different components needs to be installed? What are all the different softwares needs to be installed in our computer? Everything together will be installed if you are going to install JDK. Got it? Next. JRE JVM. So once you are going to install JDK, that is going to automatically install
JRE and JVM.
JRE and JVM also. JRE, JVM, Java compiler, everything will be installed automatically. Because JDK is a toolkit that we are going to use to install the complete set of environment, libraries, softwares, everything within our computer to support Java development. So inside those components, one of the major component that we need to maintain as a mandatory component, that is JRE and JVM. These are two very, very important components. Of course, everything is important. JRE is going to play key role actually. What is JRE here? Java runtime
And
environment. You can write whatever you want within the Java class file while writing the program. But when you are going to execute the program, when you are going to run the program by using Java, if it is going to understand by JRE, then only it is going to run. Otherwise, it won't run that particular program. JRE meaning if you want to run any Java program, whatever the environment is required. If you want to live in this world, you need some environment, some atmosphere we used to call, right? What kind of atmosphere or environment is required if you want to live in this world? Always you need oxygen, correct? Water is mandatory. Always you used to learn this. I don't know, you guys have. Water is elixir of life. Oxygen is required. In the same way, once you are going to write the program in Notepad file and you convert it, you have written so and so with whatever the knowledge you are having in Notepad file, and finally you have converted into .java. Even I'm going to write something in Telugu inside the Java class file. And then now I'm trying to run the program by using Java software. Is it possible to run that?
No.
No, right? Because very similar to English, English meaning you have to use A to G only, the 26 lowercase letters or 26 uppercase letters only you have to use. You have to follow this particular syntax like a grammar. Then only other person can able to understand that. Instead of that, if I'm going to use some words as English and some words in Korean, some words in Telugu, some words in Tamil, will you guys be able to understand properly?
No.
Definitely no, right? In the same way, when it comes to Java also, whenever you are going to write multiple instructions in Java class file, first all those instructions, it is going to compare with JRE, the environment created when we are installing JDK file. If the environment and the backend programs written by Java people able to recognize those, then only it is going to execute. Otherwise, it won't execute. That is what the purpose of JRE. Let's understand in detail this part with even better examples now. Let me share my other screen. In terms of programming, let's see what is what. What exactly the purpose of JRE here, we'll try to understand quickly. Please let me know once you are able to see my Eclipse screen, guys. Everyone able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I am creating new class file, new Java class file. That is first Java program. This is what I am creating. So whenever I am creating first Java program, what happened here? If you see the file extension it created,
Java.
Java.
just now this is what we discussed, correct?
Java.
So whenever we want to pass some instructions to our computer by using Java programming language, what is the file format that we have to maintain always? .java. Everyone is going to get this doubt. Just now you said Notepad. And then later we can convert it into .java. Then why you are using Eclipse here or IntelliJ or maybe Visual Studio? There are so many tools we are going to use to write the programs, right? Is it possible to use Notepad file itself without using all these softwares? This question definitely you are going to ask, right? You may get in your mind. It's absolutely fine if you are going to write in Notepad file also. But the only problem here is whenever I have created first Java program, Java class, it gave the complete template with all the details, right? It is very similar to, that's why I told you an example, bank example. If by itself, it is going to give us some template, directly I'm going to start from line number 6 to write my program. Instead, if you are going to use Notepad file, still it is going to support if you are going to write the program in Notepad file and if you are going to save as .java, still it will be treated as .java file only. But the problem, what is the problem here with Notepad file?
No template.
No template. Each and every instruction that I have written here, I have to remember and have to write it down. It is little difficult, correct? What do you say, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That's the reason we are using so many tools so that it will be very easy. Our life will become so easy if we'll go with the tool. Not only giving us the template, it is going to give you the suggestions also. Let's say I'm going to write something, but later I'm going to forget what needs to be written. What exactly it is giving? Suggestions, correct? Auto suggestions. We used to call it as intelligence properties. Intelligence. Intelligently, it is going to sense what exactly the next line that you need to write. And it is going to give us the suggestion. Same thing, if I'm going to write in Notepad file system, is it going to give me any suggestion? Understood, guys, why we need to use Eclipse instead of Notepad file?
Yes.
Which one you want to go with, Notepad or Eclipse?
Eclipse.
Eclipse, because our life will become so easy. You don't need to remember. Already in our life, you are going to remember so many unnecessary things, right? Again, do we need to really waste the memory to remember this many things? Already, my memory is filled up with so many things I have seen yesterday in my Instagram. I have to reply. I have to do so many things in my day. Again, I don't extra things. So happily, I can take the help of Eclipse, and Eclipse is going to remember instead of myself, remembering each and everything. So my life will become so easy. That is the purpose of using Eclipse. Anyway, we'll discuss about Eclipse tomorrow. That's different thing. Let's concentrate on JRE now. So to understand JRE easily, just take this example, guys. My intention here is I want to know how much interest I'm going to get if I'm going to create new FD in my bank account where they are going to provide me 7% of interest for this 10,000 rupees, or maybe like, 12,000 rupees, or maybe some amount. If I'm going to give, I want to know what is the interest amount I'm going to get after 1 year with 7% of interest. I want to know that. Okay. That is what the meaning of program, right? Program meaning what? Set of instructions, right? I'm going to give what exactly the amount I'm going to deposit, and I'm going to tell them what exactly the action needs to be performed. Here, what is data? Data is whatever the amount that I'm going to store. Maybe 12,550 rupees is what? The amount I'm going to create FD. That is one data. 7% interest per year is also one more data. Now, what is the action we need to perform?
Creating FD.
Not creating FD. Now, action we need to perform is we have to multiply these two values and we have to derive the interest, right? The total interest amount after 1 year. This particular logic or action that we need to perform to get the output. Okay. So to get the interest amount for that, I'm going to write the instruction like this because I don't know anything about Java programming language. Just because of template, I'm able to create this easily with the help of Eclipse. Now I have started writing the program without having any knowledge on Java like this. Hey Java, can you tell me what is the interest amount I will get if I have created FD for 12,550 rupees with 7% interest per year. I have written like this. Generally, this is what you are going to ask in your chat GPT also, right? I'm sure. Unfortunately, chat GPT is going to understand that, but Java is going to. Let's see what Java is going to do. I have written like this because this is the general language I use as per my English knowledge. This is how I used to write, and then I'm going to run with Java. What happened now? Is it giving any output here? Generally, we can see the output at the bottom like this here in this place. Do you see any amount? Instead of getting the interest amount, what exactly you got?
Error.
How many errors you got? I guess
So many.
for each and
What is that?
Each and every letter, maybe.
yeah, each and every word, not letter,
Right.
each and every word, definitely. So it is telling that unresolved compilation, meaning I am unable to understand anything. What I am unable to understand, it is explaining in detail. Hey, you have written one word, hey. What is the meaning of hey? You have written you. What is the meaning of you? I don't know. What? I guess each and every word it is giving us some error, right? If you see. Now, so I don't know anything about Java programming language initially. That's why I have written like this. Now I got little knowledge. If I want to get any output and if I want to print that particular output and see, I have to use some syntax and I have to place the details there is what I understood after learning little Java. So I have written like this. Now I'm executing this particular program. What happened now?
We got the output.
We got the output. It is calculating exact output that I'm going to get, what exactly the interest amount I'm going to get after 1 year if I'm going to deposit 12,550 rupees. And it produced the exact output, right? What you observe the difference between the first scenario when I don't have any knowledge in programming language, I have written some statement and it gave almost 20 to 30 errors. Second time, when I have written simple line, I don't even written like, lengthy line like earlier. Simple line. I have placed the numbers.
So this one is computer
This one is
understandable
a-
language. That's why.
Yeah, this is the point. Each and everything I'm going to explain. I know what are all the language I know. Whatever the way I'm going to speak, you may not be able to understand if I'm not going to properly put the sentence, right? What do you say, guys? If I'm going to properly follow grammar, pronunciation, everything, if I'm going to follow all the things, and whatever the language and the letters and the words that I'm going to use is available in English language, then only you will be able to understand. If I'm going to tell some different word that is not at all available in even in Oxford Dictionary also, is it possible to understand that?
No.
Hmm? Is it possible to understand?
No.
No,
No.
right? Because if you want to understand English language, whatever the word that I'm using here should have some meaning in the background, right? That's it, right? If I'm going to ask, hey Shruti, what is your full name? This is the question if I'm going to ask. So you should have an idea on what exactly the meaning of each and every word, correct? The meaning of what? The meaning of is. The meaning of your. The meaning of name. You should have an idea before itself. Then only we'll be able to understand and you will be able to give me an answer, correct? What do you say, guys?
Right.
If I'm going to use some word like this, what is the role of Kokabura? Then you will think, what is this Kokabura? Right? What do you say?
Yeah.
Is it possible to answer?
No.
If you know that Kokabura is a bird name, then only we'll understand like, okay, Kokabura is a bird name and then like what exactly it's going to all this. Why I'm talking about this word is, I surprised like, there is a word called Kokabura in one of the, when I used to study my BTech, I have written this word. It created so much of conversations in the class actually. I still remember that. Basically, if you know the background of that particular word, the meaning of that particular word, then only we'll be able to process. Otherwise, you are going to straight away tell me the answer like, sorry, what does it mean? I don't know, right? In the same way, here also same thing happened. You have written some sentence earlier, but the words that you have used here, unable to understand by Java programming language, correct? But second time, even though I have written only 3 words, system, out, println, happily it able to understand and it is able to provide us output. That means Java know what is the meaning of println, what is the meaning of out, what is the meaning of system. Java already know. That's why it is not at all giving me any error, correct? How exactly each and every English word we are going to refer in the dictionary to understand the meaning? There should be some dictionary maintained in Java also, right? To understand the meaning of each and every word. What do you say? Then only it will be able to understand, right? Agree?
Yes.
Agree, guys, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
That dictionary
Yes, sir.
only JRE. Okay. If you see here, JRE system library, always we are going to get by default whenever you are going to create Java project. What is JRE? It's a dictionary. Inside this, you are going to have definition of each and every keyword that we are going to use while writing the program. Can you see this? Who is going to prepare this dictionary here? Who is going to
Java
prepare?
people.
Java people. That's why always each and every program, the keyword that we are going to write, it is going to refer this dictionary and then it is going to give you the output according to the meaning of that particular word. If you want to know the meaning of each and every word, you can simply click on this one, control, and then press click. Can you see the definition? What exactly they have already maintained in the dictionary? I'm
Yes.
using the word dictionary. Don't mind. Just to simplify, I'm telling dictionary. Okay, this is not dictionary. This is library. Okay. Just for your understanding, I'm using the word dictionary. Okay. So the definition they clearly mentioned. What exactly they mentioned? It is going to print the double meaning, the decimal value, and then terminate the program after printing that. After processing that, it is going to print and then it is going to close. That is what exactly happening here, right? It is processing the value and it is printing and stopping the execution, right? Understood, guys? The purpose of JRE? Any doubt? Java Runtime Environment, JRE System Library. Hope you understood the purpose, right?
Yes.
If there is some program, in the background, there is some definition, then only Java is going to process your request. Otherwise, it is going to throw unresolved compilation issue because it don't know the meaning. What if I want to add extra words? Definitely every year, Oxford people, Oxford University, they are adding so many new English words, right? Every year. Hope you are aware of that, correct?
Yes, sir.
Whenever it's necessary, every year they are going to finalize and they are going to have discussion forums with a lot of researchers, and then finally they are going to add some English words and whole world is going to accept that, correct? What do you say?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Exactly in the same way, by default, Java people written only these many. Only these many libraries, jar files inside that, only these many programs and the background definitions they have written. Apart from this, what exactly you want to make use of these? Because still, even though there are millions of billions of words we are having in English, all those words should be prepared with those 26 alphabets only. Agree? Hmm?
Yes,
As
sir.
a combination. So in the Java also, they are giving flexibility. Not only using the programs prepared by Java people, even if you want to develop something new with whatever the keywords they have provided, it's your choice. You can also play with that and you can also develop so many beautiful programs, so many new libraries. That is what Selenium, that is what framework, JDBC, REST Assured, all those things. Do you see anything by default like Selenium here if you observe in Java project? Anything available with the name Selenium here?
No.
No. All those Selenium that we are going to use in future, all those are not part of Java actually. By using Java, they built it. Someone like you and me, someone like Shruti, someone like Samina, someone like Manoj. They have used basic Java programs and they have developed some useful libraries. And later point of time, they have shared it with everyone and we are using it. So whenever you want to use Selenium, Java project won't be able to understand anything about Selenium. Again, along with these libraries, you have to copy Selenium library inside the project. Then only it is going to recognize that. Understood? Guys?
Yes, sir.
Very similar to how exactly we are adding every year new words. In the same way, every year, so many people are developing so many libraries by using Java. Do you know how many libraries are available now? Apart from Java basic libraries, the user created libraries I'm talking about. Do you know how many available?
No.
Can you guess? Just guess it, guys. Just tell me some random word. Huh? 10
How
na?
can we say this? Like,
Just rough count, Just I'm asking, guess the number. Any number. Just tell me randomly.
1000.
1,000. Any more? Think,
Yeah.
guys, see, it's been 27 years, Java developed in 1996. How many years it's been? We are using Java. 27 years, right? Only 1,000 people are using Java. Even after this course, Shruti also going to develop some common program that is useful, and that's it, right? Why can't? So think about 1,000 is very, very less. Because the people Java developer when I part of some forums actually, even if you see that Java development forum itself, there are 2.5 million people used to be there.
Mhm.
Let's see how many available today. How many available?
3 crore 48 lakhs. 27.
Understood? These are the programs developed by just like you and me. Just very similar to Selenium. These many things available to learn in Java.
what is this MVN repository?
MVN repository is like a Play Store for Java people.
Okay.
If you want to download any useful program like a Play Store, what is the purpose? Multiple apps, right? In the same way, multiple libraries. Very
Oh,
similar to Selenium. Just for learning Selenium only, so many people are feeling so much of difficulty, right? Oh my God, learning Selenium itself, learning Java is what most of the people are feeling, right? Very similar to Selenium, how many libraries are available, developed by using Java? Always you used to see this thing, right? Java is an ocean. Have you heard about this? Do you know the size? Can you
120 TBs.
your computer memory is 1 TB maybe maximum, right?
Yeah.
The hard drive I'm using is 4 TB. 4 TB is too much, right?
Yes.
120 TB of memory, just think about it. How many Java concepts are there and how many things they have developed. Whatever you are learning, whatever we are going to close here is not even the whole program that we are going to develop and the thing that we are going to learn is very basic, very small. It's not very basic, very small. But the basics only, even though they have built so many things, the base for that is only this. Got it? Whatever we are going to learn. Even though just now I told you, right? Millions, billions of words. The base is those 26 letters only. Correct?
Yeah.
Exactly. Nice. Hope you got some clarity on JRE, right?
Yes, sir.
And the last one,
Yeah.
JVM. This is even interesting, actually. Java Virtual Machine. What is Java Virtual Machine? The name itself, it is clearly telling us that this is virtual machine. What is the meaning of virtual machine? There is a mission, meaning if you are going to give some input, it is going to convert it as output. That is what it is going to do, right? Everyone is using mixer, grinder, all those things in your kitchen, right? That is mission or not?
Yes.
What is the purpose of that machine?
Getting out
Provides
Well,
more.
process.
You will get batter. If you are going to put rice there and water, you are going to get cool batter there, right?
Yes.
You are giving input as rice and water. Finally, this with the help of this machine, you are getting
output.
the batter have like to have like tasty dosa, idli, right? Whatever. Maybe.
Yes.
Exactly. Same thing, same kind of machine we are going to maintain in Java also. But the problem here is it's a virtual machine. Virtual machine meaning mixer is physically exist. We can see, we can feel the sound every day in the morning. Our mom or our wife, used to switch on that, we used to woke up just because of that sound. We can feel, we can touch, we can see, right? Physically exists that particular mission. Unfortunately, when it comes to Java, whatever the mission that we are going to use won't be visible. That's why we are calling it as virtual mission.
Virtual.
Virtual meaning it is exists, but you cannot touch it. You cannot see, you can't touch. So that is what virtual machine, Java virtual machine. Purpose is same. Still, whatever your mixer grinder is going to do, taking input, processing the output, right? Basically, Java virtual machine is going to process the request. Whatever we are going to write the command in Java class file, it is going to convert to computer language. From our childhood onwards, we used to read one small, one point, right? Whenever we are going to discuss about computer. Computer is invented by Charles Babbage, and computer knows only one language, that is binary language,
Zeros and ones.
zeros and ones. But the program that we have written is not zeros and ones, correct?
Yeah.
Happily, we have written what? System out println 12,550 asterisk 0.07 like this. Did I have written anything like zeros and ones here?
No.
No, because if I'm going to write zeros and ones, even whole day, if I'm going to write zeros and ones also, I won't be able to understand the output that I'm going to get in zeros and ones, right? How much time it is going to take if I'll ask you to write the program in zeros and ones? You have to write like the same sysout statement. You have to write in zeros and ones like this. Again for dot, you have to write like this. Again for out, you have to write like this. Is it possible to understand for you guys?
No.
If you want to understand this pattern, even if I'm going to give you time for next 2 days also, it is very difficult to understand first. Okay, after understanding this, finally you are going to get the output like this. Whatever 878.5001, you are going to get like this. Is it possible to understand this, the output? It is something like, I know only English and Telugu, but computer is giving me Chinese output, Chinese output in Chinese language.
Earlier, you told us that you understand Tamil and Hindi also.
I'm just telling an example, brother. Don't worry. I know Hindi, I know Tamil also. எனக்கு தமிழ் நல்லாவே தெரியும். நீங்க தமிழ்ல நல்லாவே பேசலாம் எனக்கு கூட. Okay. So don't worry about that. Concentrate on this.
Okay.
Okay. So basically the point is it's very difficult for me to provide the input in this form and getting the output and processing this output that our computer is going to give us, correct? So what's the solution? Is it?
Is your job?
So what exactly the easiest way? So I am going to write like this only. I want to see the output like this only. But internally, before we are going to share this particular command, I'm going to maintain one machine. What exactly that machine is going to do? Whatever I'm going to write in happily my high-level programming language, writing in English, will be converted to this
Binary.
numbers.
Binary language.
Again, it is going to give output. Later, this output will be converted to
Normal language.
normal language. This one we used to call it as high-level language. Even though it's a programming language, we can easily understand this. That's why it's a high-level programming language. But this one is a low-level programming language. It's very, very difficult to understand. So purpose of JVM is converting high-level programming language to low-level programming language to back to high-level programming language. So that is what virtually whatever the Java machine that we are maintaining is going to do. Got it? In middle, if it is unable to understand, if it is unable to process, because JVM is going to convert and pass it to Java compiler immediately. If either Java compiler or JVM is unable to understand the particular word, just now we have seen, right? What will happen? Compilation issue will be, you are going to got it? Just now we got, right? Unresolved compilation issue. Just now we have seen, right, earlier, while executing hey Java, that particular sentence.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely would have seen these compilation issues, so many compilation issues in your BTech, I'm sure, in C language, right?
Yes.
Sir, I got only one compilation issue. At least give me half marks. Please pass this lab. Sir, only 2 compilation issues. Just give me that out of 20 lab marks. Give me some 10 lab marks, okay? As a mechanical student, this is my situation. I don't know anything about this programming, first of all. Always this is the case when I used to. At that time, I don't know what is compilation issue also. Maybe it's because of the fear of programming, maybe, or maybe because of the lecturer who is explaining the concepts, maybe. Always, it's like a Chinese for me, this programming. Either C, Java, at that time, not now, I'm telling. Because of that fear, maybe. I'm a mechanical, so how can I understand programming is what always I used to feel. Now only I understood. So what is actually compilation? So basically the language, there is no definition in the background for whatever the word that I have written. So if you don't want to get that compilation issue, properly how to write, proper words you have to use. Is what now I got to know. That too, they are clearly giving us what mistake you are doing, what line you are doing mistakes. No one taught me that in my BTech. So that's all, guys. That's about Java and how exactly Java is going to work. What do you feel? Is it really difficult or easy? What do you feel?
Easy.
It's not so difficult what you feel earlier,
Not so
right?
good. Yeah.
Yes.
That's it. If you understand today's session properly, I think the programs that we are going to write from tomorrow is very, very easy. Always you should keep these points in your mind and it will be very easy. That's all.
Here we have to write the script and all those things.
Script meaning instructions you are going to write, what you want to achieve, what exactly, according to the output, what needs to be done is what you have to clearly mention. That's it. Got it? That's all, guys. Java is not a rocket science. Java is a simple language. It's a small set of libraries and keywords. You have to place these keywords before, after, and you are going to build combinations. And that is what you are doing in your whole programming life, next few years, you are going to do the same. One keyword you are going to place before, one keyword you are going to place after, and you are going to make multiple combinations and you are going to build the programs. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you
Thank you, sir.
so much and see you tomorrow, same time.
Thank you.
Not tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday only, right? Tomorrow. Okay, okay. Not
Tomorrow.
Saturday. Yeah. As usual, we'll connect and then we'll continue with regular topics of Java.
Sure.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Bye. Have a
Bye.
nice day. Bye.